I'll be showing you ways to work solo, the low block middle punch combo. In collaboration with Andy Allen from Applied Shotokan, we'll both be swapping ideas and showing you our take on this technique. Coming up. So one way to work it is to do it in reps to ingrain the muscle memory. And I call it working it statically. And there's many ways to do that. So you start off and you make sure you do the technique properly. You can do it from any stance you want. I'm going to start from a kind of shikodachi, 50-50 kind of stance. Okay, you don't have to get really particular about it. Just drop into a squat and angle off. Okay, it's that simple. Cross your hands and go into the technique and throw the punch out. And you can rep that out statically. I say to do that on both sides as well. Okay, and sets of 10 in a boxing round, so say 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so I would do that, sets of 10, 3 to 5 minutes, and I would do about 4 or 5 sets of that, 4 or 5 rounds. Okay, you can also do it in a line. So you're gonna go here, let me just back up a bit. You do it in a line. This way you get to work a bit of your balance. Okay, okay, and you can work backwards. Okay, and you do that sets of 10, so 10 forward, 10 backwards, and you do that again in a 3 to 5 minute round for about 5 rounds. Okay, and I put in about a 30-second break in between. So that's one way to work your low block middle punch statically alone. Next way to work it is to throw in different stances and angles. Okay, so the one stance that I showed you was kind of like a 50-50, the horse stance. You can do it in kibadachi or shikodachi, really doesn't matter. Just get into a squat, or you can even do it from a fighting stance, it doesn't matter, okay? You drop and you punch, you can step off, punch, step off here, step off, turn, step off, shuffle, shuffle this way, shuffle. Okay, you can work this stance here, your crossing stance. Okay, your female horse stance. Here, you go back. Okay, here, step off on an angle turn. You can even go in here. Boom, see that? So you turn here, here. So you can even do it from a cat stance. Okay, and both sides, change hands even. Okay, you don't have to, traditionally we're taught it this way. You can mix it up and block this way and punch. Just work the technique with various stances, and also work your turns. Okay, so when you're doing it, try turning and hitting at the same time, blocking and hitting. Okay, so that's phase 2. And I would basically put that in a mix for 3 to 5 minute rounds, and I would do like sets of 10. And the reason why I say sets of 10, because it's a good way to track your technique. So as you're doing the technique, you're going 1. You're remembering that you've done that package. 4, 5, 6, and you keep doing that in your sets. Okay. Okay. So the last way you can work the low block middle punch option is on the bag, and this is where again it's kind of related to the shadow boxing. You have to be free with this. You can't just do it statically the way you did it in the first phase. The way you work the bag is going to be depending on your background of training. So the flavors that you're going to see over here is kind of like a boxing, Muay Thai, Silat, JKD, Wing Chunish kind of flavor. And that's because those are the things I've trained before. Here's some options, okay? When you are in close, your range kind of dictates the technique, okay, and your reaction. So because you're really close, you can't pull off anything long. So all of those techniques, this technique here still has validity. For example, on the inside, okay, that crossing motion can be, a strike like this. So you're inside here and bam, you're hitting this, okay? As you're coming across this way, it can be also an elbow, okay? So it's like from here and you're hitting, okay? So slow that down. You're hitting here, you're crossing, you're hitting here, okay? Hitting, elbow. If you have hands in the way, okay, that technique where you're crossing this way here can be kind of like a parry. So your hands are up in tight shell to cover your head. You bring that hand down to parry your hand, okay, and as you're crashing in, this can be a strike too. And you're hitting here, you're hitting, and you just kind of work all your different techniques. Okay. Let's see. These techniques here can be changed up high. Okay, so you can come in. You know, this technique is crossing. So I like to use this as a gunting, kind of like a scissor type of smash, where you come in and you're hitting up here. Okay, hitting up here, and then you can go across. Okay, or just hit in here and hit. Okay, sometimes I might use that just to shove off. Okay, so I'm over here just to create some space to throw some shots. And then you just gotta play. Take this off. Take a look at Andy Allen's take on the same technique, and we'll discuss it online here. All right.
So for this kihon combination, we're going to look at two different applications. Both are going to utilize Motubu's husband and wife hands principle. If you're not familiar with that, you should be. Basically, Motubu said we have two hands and they both have a role. So when we do this in the Shotokan version of Shutoke, or we do a giranbrai, or an uchiyuki, or an agyuki, we have two hands and they both serve a purpose. The way the analogy goes is husband and wife hands, we have two people running the household. So someone has to feed the kids, someone has to do the cooking, someone has to clean the kitchen, someone has to do the vacuuming, fix the leaky faucet, clear the snow from the driveway, and so on. Two people work together to run a household, and both these applications I'm going to show you make use of that. So if you look at the Motubu's principle there, husband-wife hands, this right hand is saying, I will pull this limb and get them off balance. All right, now, if that's a real person, when their limb gets pulled, what happens is the posture goes forward, the bag doesn't respond appropriately, so we'll have to kind of make do with that. All right, so this hand says, I will pull them off balance. And this hand says, thank you very much, I'll hit him in the groin. Then it says, okay, I've hit, thank you very much, I'm going to clear the arm away from you now. This is my hikite. And this hand says, great, fantastic, I'll punch in the face now. They're working together to accomplish a goal. Capture a limb, get off balance, clear a limb, smash in the face. All right, application number two. It's the exact same sequence. We have the giranbrai yakuzuki, getting offline, like this. Also going to use the husband and wife hand principle. So, this time, once I have the arm, I'm going to do an arm bar. So I want to twist as I come this way. When you twist the arm, what happens is, and twist and pull to the side, what happens to the enemy is they get their elbow pointing up. So I apply pressure right there, and I got my arm bar. So I twist, pull aside, and this is not going to respond, obviously. Now, if the arm bar works, all is good. If it doesn't work, it's probably because they tucked their elbow in like this. So once they have their elbow tucked in hard, I am not getting that arm bar now. So all we do is our yakuzuki, and we're going to make use of our hikite as well. So we're here, arm bar is failing. This hand stays here, just cup it over, kind of trap the arm momentarily. Do your yakuzuki, okay? So it's one, arm bar fails, two. One, arm bar fails, two. Make sure you make contact, always have contact with that limb. I've got to hold a limb, arm bar, don't separate here. Leave this here, now this releases, make your yakuzuki. So we have number one, come in here, strike the groin, clear punch. Or we have number two, arm bar fails, trap it, punch.
Hey guys, so there you have it. Some options when you don't have a partner, some solo options for training the low block middle punch combo. You work it statically, you work it on the bag, and you work it in multi-directional stances, okay? I really enjoyed working with Andy Allen. Thank you, Andy, for this opportunity. One thing that stood out with Andy's work was the whole husband and wife concept. To be honest, I wasn't really aware of it, but it really makes sense in terms of limbs have particular roles in everything you do. And now I can look at my own kata and all the kihon wazas in this light, which makes perfect sense. So anyway, thank you very much. All the best. Check out Andy Allen at appliedshotokan.com and take a look at other videos coming up at the end screen. All the best, guys.